What's up guys, Zaxxon Good Time Gaming, and today I want to bring you guys a quick little video just to kind of highlight some of the best and I might say maybe worst aspects of 2016 when it comes to Payday and Payday related content. Just for like a bit of context here guys, we began this year at update 94, which included the Goat Simulator DLC, and we're now at update 128. So that is a pretty decent number of updates since then, guys. 34 updates by my math. So a lot of stuff has been released this year. Obviously not every one of those updates is like, huge amounts of stuff that, we're getting. But as far as content goes, I feel like it's been a pretty reasonable and fair year between getting free stuff and getting paid stuff. And for the most part, most of the paid stuff has been pretty decent as far as I'm concerned. As far as like low points this year with the downloadable content, which is the paid portions, I feel that the Goat Simulator pack is probably the lowest of the low whenever it comes to that. Coincidentally, it was also the first pack released this year. Overall, just kind of a really weak pack in general. The GSPS 12 gauge shotgun that came with it, I like that gun a lot. I think it's cool and everything, but basically just like a side grade to the locomotive. The heist is okay, it's not terrible. It's not my favorite. It was one of my, actually the last one I think I did for my one down mask because it was just kind of a pain in the ass. The concept is a little odd, even by Payday 2 standards. It just seemed like a really random and weird crossover, and I feel like it was kind of treated that way whenever it came out, and it's still thought of that way based on kind of my conversations with people that I know, as well as continuing and ongoing reviews of the DLC on Steam. It's currently sitting at a mixed overall and also a mixed recent, if that's any indication of that. As far as the best DLC goes, this one is really kind of a hard one for me to say. There's been a lot of different packs released that I feel like have kind of added some really good stuff to the game. The Wolf pack bringing back 2 classic heists, as well as a China Puff grenade launcher, which is really, really a nice grenade launcher. The Sydney pack, which just ushered in this whole new era, along with update 100 of these like invincible bulldozer-esque builds with the anarchist perk deck, having Rust added to the game, voiced by Ron Perlman with a Breaker 12 gauge shotgun, Scarface character pack, and the awesome Scarface mansion heist. There's been a lot of good stuff. I would have to say, as far as on my side, my perspective of things, I think that probably the Sydney character pack is my favorite pack of this year. Not really because of the character, she's okay. She's just kind of like whatever as far as I'm concerned. But the Anarchist perk deck, it is unusual at this point to go into a game and not have somebody running Anarchist, because it's so good. You can pretty much do anything you want to with Anarchist as far as builds. It's very forgiving. Unlike other builds that you have to kind of be very mindful, be very careful of how you play, watch your movement, watch your cover. Anarchist is very forgiving to making rookie mistakes, but it also lends itself really well to high level play, because if you take a lot of damage and you get your armor blown off, well guess what, now you can get into cover and you can try and get that back and pop out again stronger than ever. Definitely changed up the game and kind of added a new dimension to the playstyle there. Of course, we can't forget update 100, which is kind of something I mentioned a little bit earlier. Redoing all of the skills in the game, most of the skills anyways, kind of redoing all the trees the way they work. Something that was needed for a very long time, something that was desperately overdue, especially with regard to the technician tree, which was basically utter trash before that. You can try and say that sentries were worth it before that, but they really weren't. You're just lying to yourself. We're all lying to ourselves if we think that technician prior to update 100 was anything even remotely decent. The best part about technician was you could get the extra armor and armor recovery rate, and of course the trip mines. If you're going on a heist where you need shape charges, you can bring that as well. But the turrets were weak, the shape charges were weak. I feel like the shape charges could still use a little bit of tweaking. I feel like if you're using them well and if you're using them offensively, then they tend to get blown through fairly quickly. Even if you have fire on them, even if you have them maxed out, it's nothing to see like one cop run through a trip mine and blow it, and then it's like, okay, well there's one of my trip mines gone. It would be nice to see if the character could somehow regain trip mines. Maybe they get it based on ammo pickups. Maybe there's like a pickup on the ground, like in the same way that we have the Gauge mod courier packs. Maybe there's like some sort of a resupply thing where they can resupply their trip mines. I don't know what the answer is there. I think it would be nice though if they could get back some of those. It would make it a little more viable, a little more worth using outside of just very specific builds and situations. The console versions also got a nice update in the form of, I guess you would say, Big Score, or really the update that came alongside of Big Score. So unfortunately though, the consoles are still in about, today's the 30th, in 2 days we'll be a year behind PC as far as updates go, because Big Score only included everything up through 2015, so they have not gotten any of the content or the skill updates this year. I feel like at this point they kind of really owe it to console gamers to just go ahead and get an update pushed out there. It's the turn of the year, get the consoles up to date with everything through 2016, and then start the new year and try and do it at least every 3 months, do a decent sized update where people can kind of get caught up. I don't know what the sales look like on the consoles, but I would assume that, based on, I don't know, just what I kind of think about it, I would assume the game has to sell fairly well on there. I'm afraid though, like at this point, and maybe if you're a console player, you can kind of chime in on this, but I feel like the game, as far as the console sphere goes, has kind of like a tainted reputation at this point, where people know that it's been through phases where it didn't receive a single update, and of course there's the whole business with the PS3 360 version getting basically released and then ditched as far as development goes. So I don't know, I feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot on that regard, but they can still do better. They can still get some extra money out of this if they just put the time in, I feel like. So hopefully they do that. Hopefully they get you guys an update soon. I would love it to see consoles even sort of remotely close to PC in terms of updates, but we'll see what happens there, I guess, guys. So that's it as far as the Payday 2 portion goes. I'm going to talk a little bit about the channel and some other stuff, so if you are really interested in that kind of stuff, then, well, that's it for the Payday stuff. So let's talk about the channel and the new year for a little while. Another news, I have a Discord channel that's been open for a little while. I will leave the permanent link for that in the video description. I may have to update that at some point if people get on there and they're being really stupid, but I don't think that'd be a problem. I think most of you all are adults, or you act adult-like in your interactions with people when you're not entirely stupid. So I feel like, I can just drop that in the description. You guys can come in, chat, hang out, talk to me, talk to everybody else in there. It's a lot of fun. We have a cool rank in there right now called the Cool Person of the Moment. That is just a cool person, well, of the moment. And right now the cool person is Gawk the Sock. And this guy is a very cool dude. He has basically an entire online persona based around a sock. So I think that's pretty cool. So therefore he's the cool person of the moment. But that cool person could be you if you come hang out in our Discord chat. We play Dead by Daylight, we play some other games, we play Payday of course. We have a wonderful channel dedicated to memes and or dildos. So if you're interested in either of those things, then you may want to come and hang out. Of course, Discord is available on Android, and I'm guessing iOS as well, and of course on PC. So just come on in, chat, hang out, talk a little bit, we have fun. And last but not least, I will be streaming in the new year. I've been doing a little bit of streaming on the channel. I think I've nailed down the date to streaming on Thursdays, probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish, and then on Saturday, and then probably Sunday as well, because I'm usually home on the weekends. So I've been enjoying the streaming I've been doing so far. I did Metro Last Light, I did Metro 2033, both the remastered editions of that, and I'm currently working through Bioshock 2. And then as of recording this video, I'll be doing a little bit of a Payday 2 stream this afternoon. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Conversation has been pretty good. I've been pretty good amount of support with that. So expect more streams and more of that in the new year. I'm excited to finally do this and make this happen. But that'll about do it for this video, guys. It's been a pretty good year as far as Payday goes, as far as gaming goes. The channel, unfortunately, I was hoping to get to 10K subs by the end of the year, and based on kind of how the channel was growing for a while there, it looked very reasonable to get there, but it's dropped off quite a bit here recently, and I'm not really sure why exactly. It's kind of frustrating to see these other channels come up that I won't say my stuff's vastly better than theirs, but to see them releasing redundant and just not very good content and hitting huge numbers very quickly, it's very frustrating to me. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep on going at it. This isn't a full-time job for me, and it's just, for fun. It's whatever. I have a job. This isn't it. This is for fun, and I enjoy doing it. So hopefully we'll get 10K subs soon, because that would be kind of cool to hit that small milestone there. But I will see you guys soon. I will see you guys in the stream, hopefully on Discord and the Steam group, and I will see you in the new year. If you've enjoyed Payday 2 this year, then please let me know what your favorite update or favorite DLC was from this year. If you have not enjoyed Payday 2 this year, let me know why. And if you found some other game that's pretty awesome, please let me know why. I'd like to know what your favorite game was this year. So that'll about do it for me, guys. This is Axum, a good time gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything that you saw here today. Remember to always have a good time gaming, and have a great new year.